Hi guys, welcome to another video. We are testing 2 Hours for Life, the next update, which introduces a few new features. These test servers that I have access to, I'm not the only person that has access to them. Every donator to the game, every supporter gets the opportunity to become what we call a guinea pig. And the guinea pigs are basically the people who do some testing before everything gets introduced into the real game. So this is not the main server, this is the test server, and we get a special download to try it out. For me as a YouTuber, it's fantastic because it means I can show you exclusives before other players can. So I made myself a little spawn code called YouTube, and I've got everything that's new ready for you there. So let's dive right in. There we go. And here's the cage that the mods use. If you look at my bonus, every time I touch the cage, it goes up 100 points. And I go up to 1,000, so I never need to worry about food ever in this game. And over here, it already begins. First job, pick myself a nice outfit. I think I'm gonna go for the yellow outfit for this particular sprite. I think she looks awesome in it. Dressing yourself is really hard, as you can tell. And we will start with the very first thing that's going to change in the next update. The new common has had a bit of a rework. In the past, it wasn't very, how to say it, very, I don't know, low effort to use a new common. But now, every time you fire up the new common, you get a lot more water out of it. So let's do a little count, shall we? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now it's dry, so you get 15 buckets of water from the new common pump. I do have to say I found it a little difficult to see at the end where it was still wet or not, but because the green stuff was over here, and usually I look over here for the green stuff, but it's all good. But look, you get 15 water from a new common pump now, so I hope people will feel more encouraged to use the new common if they need water, because 15 buckets of water, that is a lot of crops you can water with that, and I like that very much. You might also already see a few other things that are new, but this is not the spot to talk about those. We need to go and run to our next destination. I went into the green biome, and there's a few little modifications that were done to the game, including the pickup age of hens. And, well, I'm already a 16-year-old character right now, but in the past you couldn't pick them up until you were 12 or something, and that has been changed now so that 3-year-olds can probably pick them up as well. Now, I'm not a 3-year-old, so I can't show you, but you'll just have to take my word for it. The next thing that has changed is the way that you can use the Adobe kiln. So let us assume for a second that we wish to make bowls or plates. In the past, you could always fire up 5 and then put the Adobe on the kiln. But now you can make 6, which is a full stack, before you can do anything else. Also, I just realized I do need myself a branch like this. There we go. And let's just show you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. This is new. It used to be 6 in total, so you could fire 5 bowls and then had to close it. So this is very nice because now you can make a full stack. It's not a nerf. It's the opposite of a nerf. What's the opposite of a nerf? I don't know. I forgot the word. But yeah, so that's another little thing that got changed, which is going to be a quality of life improvement to the game. And as we continue, we come upon these beautiful flags. The pirate flag stand. I designed the pirate flag, by the way. I'm very happy it got in the game. We did a lot of pickle roleplay in the river town that we played in Lost. Now, if you want to make such a pirate flag, you need to apparently make a green flag roll and touch a pirate hat, and then you get this flag. So it shouldn't be too hard. The moon flag got changed. It used to be a one that you made with a black flag roll and mushroom soup. Well, it's no longer that easy. Now you need to find an attacking boar with a piglet. So you need to have a domestic boar, wait for it to have a piglet, but then also it needs to be attacking or something. I don't know. It looks really difficult. I don't know if it's gonna be easy making that one. I think a lot of people are going to die making a moon flag in the future. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Then the next quality of life improvement is to do with dogs. Dogs used to have a 10% chance of giving you a wild yum. This has been improved and now it's up to 25%. And look at that, he immediately gets me a wild pepper. Such a good boy. I'm just gonna give him another stick so he doesn't die. There you go. So now 25% odds compared to 10% odds is a lot better. So for people who like playing with puppies, you're going to get so many more wild yums much more easily than before. Then next up, another thing that I designed is the easel, which was really easy to design because I just used some graphics that were already in the game and pasted them together, honestly. The easels can now be used to make your paintings and to display them, so you can just put your paintings on them. Now, I will say, Moon has received a little bit of feedback that the very large paintings look a little silly because they're a little bit too low on it. This might change in the future. It might also not change, but there has been feedback given on this, so it's possible that it will look a little different by the time it's in the game. I might also still do a little rework of the easel itself, depending on what can be used. Now, if we wish, we can actually attach notes to easels itself. So if I really want to, obviously I moved my pencil to the next section. Pretend you don't see this. You never saw that. Okay. So let's say, for example, this is The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh, which makes sense. So now we need to add some glue to this paper and we glue it to the painting. And then if you hold it, it will also say the same thing. Now let's assume we want to put it on here. That's possible. You can just put it on the easel. You can both lift the easel itself and move that around, or you can just move the painting. But let's say you want to put it on the wall. It's no longer the same as before. It goes on the bottom of the wall, which is a bit weird, but then you just hammer it in place. And now the note is up there, the painting is up there. So you don't need a note to hang it up. For this one, I never added a note. This is, by the way, a beautiful new painting that was designed by Jam based on obviously some existing artwork. And then this one's new as well. And this one I added a note to. So if I click it, it says Painting of the Little Mermaid. And then if we click this one, it says The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. So now people need to, learn about art and make sure they put up proper notes for all the artworks that they put on the walls. Now, if you're like, hey, these easels are pretty cool, how do I make them? You basically just take lath, which were added in the last update, if I'm not mistaken, or the one before that, and you just hit it with hammer and nail, and it will make you an easel. That's it. That is all you need to do to make an easel. There has also been an update to the camera. If you have a photo, let me just show you this beautiful picture taken by Eve Erie. It's very lovely, isn't it? A little pineapple on it and sunflower, and there's Erie with a very rare crown. If you have picture, now the negative of the picture, this is probably a different negative though, the negative looks different, and it's once again quality of life update. They used to look the same, which made it really hard to separate what a negative was and what the photo was, at least visually, but now you can actually see the difference between the two. So that is a very nice quality of life update. Then we come to some of the more interesting things in this update. We have a sticky notice board. This is We've asked for books for so long because it would have been nice to have a book and people can open it and read the notes in the book or something and just read it in the right order. And the old boards that we had, the notice boards where we put the little letter stalks on, you can't say a lot in them. This is a fantastic addition. It works a little bit like a book would, I guess, but what you do is you click each note. So you start with the first note and it says this update introduces 2 new floors, and you've already seen them. And then it says pebble floor and grass floor. Grass floor is the first floor in game that allows farms to be built on it. Some other floors allow farmland to be built on it too now. They had a rework. I will show you this bit. I will come back and read the next bits. So as you can see, you can now build farmland on this particular floor tile over here. And then over here, these floors should allow it as well. And these were changed because these are not new floors, but you can build farmland on these plots too, which means that you can start and plant things on them. You can plant your cotton on them. Obviously, the old farmland is still possible too, but you can experiment with floors behind your soil, and that is something that has been requested for years, and it's finally here. So yeah, it's nice. Not every floor is possible. Like it's not possible on brick floor and on stone floor, which kind of makes sense. But you know, when you have pine floor and these floors, it is possible to grow things on them. Though I would argue that maybe snow floor, you can't really grow a lot of things in the snow, but and the desert doesn't allow for all plants to be grown in them. But it's gonna be interesting. Also very interesting to see how flowers can be grown on these, because you can grow flowers and trees on these things. It's gonna open up so many opportunities for the creative folks in this game. The new pebble pot over here, that one doesn't work though. That is not one of them. That's not one of them where you can grow stuff on, but you can grow it on this new lovely grass tile over here. So let's continue reading our notice board. In total, you can put 8 notes on a notice board, we've noticed. I've run out of things to write here, except for don't forget to like and subscribe. That's you guys. I'm talking to you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. Thank you very much. Ah, now I made it to 8 notes in total. There you go. All right, so yeah, the notice board, very fun to add notes to it. Yeah, I can't wait to see how people use this in the future. Then there's another feature that people have requested, especially the veterans of the game. People have always been annoyed by these talking stones and you walk past them and something pops up. No longer. This is a test. Yeah, that's great, but it no longer pops up. However, if I use a chisel on it, you see that the text becomes white. Let's move away for a while. Let's move away and I'm zooming out. The text is gone, right? So let's move back. And now it pops up because this thing is white. So now it says this is a test every single time I walk by. But if I'm like, dude, I've seen it enough. You just hit it with a chisel and you can walk by without triggering the text to pop up. So it's also good for, once again, making tutorial areas or things like that. But you don't need to have the text pop up every time you walk by, which is, once again, quality of life, requested for ages. And yeah, I think people are going to be really happy with that. So that was it for me. You might say, oh, is that it for the update? No, that's not it for the update. One final thing I wish to tell you guys, just because this is on the test server now, doesn't mean that this is necessarily everything we're going to get in the next update. There's still more options or more things that are probably coming next update that have already been tested thoroughly, and then we don't see it in our test server. So there might still be more things in next update that are not in this video. So if you want to play in the update, it's probably going to be live the weekend of the 23rd, 24th of August. That is the estimate at this point, unless there's a really massive bug that they find and that takes days to resolve, but I don't think that's the case. We've been testing it already, and there's maybe a few tiny bugs here and there, but I think it's just going to be ready next week. So yeah, I hope to play with you guys then. I'm signing out for now, and remember, eat yum, eat meh, or find yourself a cage and just tap it until, you never go hungry in your life. All right. Goodbye, guys. Bye.